Welcome back to Midco Sports Tonight. I'm Alex Heinert, joined as always on Mondays by the head coach of North Dakota Hockey, Brad Berry. And Brad, your team coming off a split out in the Rockies against #1 Denver. And I know you wanted to get all 6 points, but you got to feel good coming out of there with the win on Friday night especially.
Yeah, perceptionally, I think, going into it, if you would have said you get a split, you'd be happy with it. But, knowing our mentality of our group, we wanted that sweep. We wanted, especially when you get the Friday night win, you wanted to get the extra the next game. But, again, we'll take it. We'll go from there and move forward.
Yeah, looking at Friday's game against the Pioneers, again, a team coming in that was hot and defending national champs, et cetera, and they came out strong in that opening period. 21-2 were the shots in their favor at one point. What were they doing to really control that game?
Well, I think they were playing fast. They're playing in their home rink. We come out there and they wanted to establish their game, and I thought they played fast. We didn't play as fast. They were getting to all the secondary pucks and loose pucks, and we were just a step behind. But I thought the last probably 4 or 5 minutes of that period, we got our game going to the point where, the second and third, that was our game.
Yeah, things started to slowly shift around that 5-minute mark or so of the first period. Still, though, they get another goal early in the second to go up 3-0. You take a timeout midway through that second period. What was said on the bench?
Well, I think it was basically just to get us reorganized again. We flipped the puck out. We couldn't change it, and guys got caught out there for probably over a minute, and it probably wasn't productive to, keep them out there and try to battle through it. They usually put their top 3 players out on an icing call or a play like that, so we wanted to make sure we had the right players on the ice to get the puck out of the zone. And I think it's just a way to kind of just take a breath and get our guys dialed in again, and it seemed to help a little bit, and you know what, from there it was history.
Yeah, it was a well-needed breath, and it was history. You score 4 unanswered to pull ahead 4-3. They get 1 back. Your team, though, wasn't going to settle for overtime in this one. A great final effort from Johnny Simonson on tip-in.
Well, coincidentally, that was the line that got us going. Jan gets over the offensive blue line to get our first goal of the game, and coincidentally, they score the game-winning goal. So that line was very pivotal in our comeback and also the game-winning goal. So again, it's a tribute to the depth of our team. On it's just not one line, one person or one line or a group of defensemen or a goaltender. It's everybody.
Yeah, it was a special night. A 5-4 win, again, coming back from 3-0 down on the road like that. I know it's middle of November and it's just a regular season game, but that had to mean a lot for you and your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, when you look back at the season, and hopefully it'll be a successful one on trying to win that ninth title, but there's defining moments in a season, and I think this was one of them where we grew as a team. And again, we need to have more of these defining moments throughout the season.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities for those coming up. So you get the 5-4 win on Friday. That snapped a 13-game home winning streak for Denver. You knew they were going to come out with the push on Saturday. You guys, though, started the better of the two come out on game 2.
Yeah, I thought our game got better. Our weekend got better with the first few shifts on Friday night. We score a goal early, and Matt Kerstead getting set up there. Colin Adams, 2 young first-year guys making a play, and then we ran into some penalty troubles. And again, from there, when you give a team that many looks on the power play, that's usually what happens. And again, we'll make sure that we have that information going in when they come here in our building.
Yeah, it was 1-1 after the first, still tied 1-1 after the second. They go up early on an even strength goal. Looks like you get the tying goal back. A great feed across from Colin Adams to Jordan Kawaguchi. They overturn it, though. What did you see on that play?
Well, by the way, we did get the tying goal. From all the different looks, it should be a good goal, but we didn't. And momentum is a big thing. And, when you get to that point of the game in the third period, when it's going back and forth in a 1-goal game, those are situations where we, as a league, we got to be accurate on what we're doing here. And again, it was like taking a big gasp of breath out of us right away when we didn't get that goal. They ended up getting a couple power plays after, and they capitalized on it. So again, hockey is a very fine line between winning and losing, and we felt we had a very good chance to win that game on Saturday.
Yeah, the disallowed goal did kind of send things into Denver's direction. They scored 3 goals to finish things out 4-1 in that contest. But again, as we said at the beginning, coming out of that place now with the sweep, now knowing with the split, now knowing you come back home 2 straight weekends, got to feel good about where this team's at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at our record right now, we're 8-3-3, and we've played some tough competition at home and on the road. And again, we're not settling for anything less, but trying to win 2 games on a weekend. And again, that's what we're going to try to do for the next 3 weekends here. We got 6 games left before the break. We want to make sure that we finish strong the first half of the season to try to build our second half here.
The start of that 6-game stretch begins this weekend after Thanksgiving, which is coming up. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, to you, Bubs. You take on Union back into non-conference play. It's a Dutchman team that started the year 0-5. They've won now 7 of their last 8, though. You saw this team last year out in their place on the East Coast. What's the scout on the Dutchman this season?
They play the right way. They play a hard physical game. They have skill in their lineup. They're well coached. Rick Bennett does a tremendous job with his group. It's a weekend we have to make sure that we get ready for. We've been in some NCHC competition here. Now we go back to the non-conference. We can't let our foot off the gas. We're back in our home rink here. We got to make sure that that we play exactly the way we've played over the last few weeks here and be consistent in that.
Another important weekend in the pairwise, certainly coming up against Union. Coach, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy some time with your family, hopefully this week, and we'll see you at the rink this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Brad Berry. Kelly, back to you.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Alex. And although Wednesday is our final show for this Thanksgiving week, we will have North Dakota Hockey's series with Union, like Alex mentioned, live right here on Midco SN. Puck drops at 7:30 p.m. Friday and 7 p.m. on Saturday. Coming up next, North Dakota Volleyball had an exciting weekend at the Big Sky Conference Tournament. We'll give you the recap and talk about a special announcement coming out of Grand Forks today. Stay right here.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.